Welcome back to another crypto cruise. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I thought it'd be good to reflect upon what happened yesterday. Today, I participated in the spaces briefly and heard some opinions and thoughts. Want to reflect upon that as well. And also, I just wanted to go for a drive because I haven't driven this car in probably over a month, and I hardly drive it at all. So it's a good opportunity, good weather. Maybe one of the last weekends to take this out. All right, first things first. A lot of people are still trying to digest what happened yesterday. Yesterday's liquidation level peaked around 20 billion. And that's worse than even FTX's collapse. So take a second to think about it. It was about double of that. So whatever happened yesterday was twice as bad as the FTX event. Take a second to think about that. Now, was it really that bad? Did we really reset to the Stone Ages? The answer is no. The answer is no. Because yes, even though Bitcoin corrected 10+%, it was 10+%. It's a level we've seen just a few weeks ago, a month ago. Okay? We didn't reset below 100,000. We didn't hit 90 or 80 or any crazy level below. No. We're still sitting above 110. In fact, I think right now we're like 115, 116. We're not that far off from our high. So it's not the end of the world, but a lot of people are making it seem like it is. Now, granted, if you're holding alts, yeah, you probably would have felt it a little bit more, right? Because we did see some alts fall 50, 60% during this liquidation event, but for the most part, recover at least halfway. So some of the alts are like 20, you know, maybe 15, 10, 15, 20% down from their highs, right? But again, did we get reset back to like, you know, 6 months ago? No. No. We did lose some of the gains, yes. But, you know, that's to be expected. The reason why people invest in alts is because of the volatility. Volatility goes both ways, right? People are looking for the days where Solana and XRP and ETH can go up 10% in a day, because that rarely ever happens for Bitcoin, right? So if it could go up that much in a day, it could certainly go down that much in a day, right? So is altcoin season canceled? No. Is the bull run canceled? No. But you know, I in today's spaces that Mario invited me to, I heard a lot of speakers and a lot of people, you know, a lot of hosts are trying to like calm the audience down. And I'm like, all right, let's just take a step back. First of all, I don't really think anyone's that depressed. Only people that got liquidated, because Bitcoin is hardly down and we're still in October. We still have 3 weeks left of this month. And then we move into November, December. Nothing reset, okay? So that's first things first. Now, second thing is, what caused it, right? If we have a collapse that's twice as bad as FTX, what really happened? Okay, well, this is what I think happened. Obviously, there were a group of insiders that knew this was coming and this was orchestrated, because I even covered it on Friday's stream. We have this Bitcoin whale that has $10 billion worth of Bitcoin, yet he puts out a $900 million short on Bitcoin and ETH. He's basically betting against himself, who holds that much Bitcoin. It makes no sense. And then you saw a lot of projects that somehow dumped ahead of time, like World Liberty Financial somehow dumped a whole bunch right before this tariff announcement. So there were definitely insiders that kind of knew something was going to happen, and they started betting against the market. I don't think we'll ever know who exactly, but yes. Now, did they mean to cause a $20 billion liquidation? Probably not. So what happened? Well, you guys know I'm partners with a lot of exchanges. And those exchanges all went down. You couldn't trade on them, right? And even some of the bigger exchanges like Coinbase was down, Robinhood was down, right? The volatility was so vast, so great. That's what made it worse, because people were panicking. People just like hit sell all right now because they saw the massive wick down. That's part of it, but also a lot of these exchanges, they depend their liquidity on one exchange. Guess which exchange that is? And that happens to be the biggest market maker on the planet. I'm not gonna say who it is, but you guys know who it is, okay? So what I was told and what I saw from even the crowd was that Binance stopped withdrawals, right? And they stopped it for all the exchanges that use them for liquidity. So that caused more panic. Just listen to that. Woo. Every time I go for a ride, it feels like it's a new car because I just don't drive it that much. So, you know, because all the exchanges no longer have access to their borrowed tokens and their liquidity, they all just auto deleveraged everyone. You got messages left and right about auto deleveraging. Even people that placed shorts that should have made a fortune, they got their leverage cut short because the exchanges lost their liquidity. And alongside too, like basically what happened was mass panic induced by people, and I think this exchange, which is a market maker, the biggest one on the planet, also made it worse. A lot worse, and that's why we got such a big clear out. The biggest one we have ever seen. Right? So that's what happened. That's what happened. Now, spot traders, spot holders, long-term holders that's been holding, well, yeah, you felt some pain. The portfolio went down a little bit, but you're sitting okay. And like I said in my yesterday's video, it was a great opportunity to pick up on the down low, right? If you're a long-term holder and you've been DCAing this whole time, well, yesterday was a gift. You're able to buy at much lower prices. Your favorite crypto and Bitcoin on discount, right? That's the best way to think about it. So you were handed a gift. We reset back to a month or a few months ago, and now you can load up more before the bull run, right? That's the best way to think about it. But if you were a leverage trader, well, it was a different story. No matter what, you pretty much lost, okay? If you were long, you were definitely liquidated. If you were short, you were cut short of your profits too, because again, I mentioned what the exchanges had to go through. So it was just a bad day overall for leverage traders, right? So that's the thing about leverage trading. This is the reason why, okay, I actually host boot camp in my Discord, right? Because a lot of people get into it, into leverage trading, and they don't quite understand the risk mitigation, and overall how something like this could happen, right? That's why I host this boot camp absolutely free, and Tyler's leading it, and people that attended that, you know, did well. They didn't come out losing. But that relates to what I was hearing this morning in that Mario stream. There was one guy, I forgot who he was. He was arguing open market, free market, which I agree with, but he was also saying, well, anyone should just be able to throw a 300x. You know, it's responsible at times. And the host asked, when is it responsible to throw a 300x? And he's like, well, if I wanted to gamble and I wanted to throw $100 in there, you know, I may want to do a 300x. No, there's no time when it's responsible to do 300x. Okay? At no time whatsoever, unless you want to be liquidated. You just can't win with a 300x. So that's the thing, right? Yes, I think we all want a free market. Yes, we all want the ability to trade whatever we want, whenever we want. Yes, but there needs to be more education. There needs to be some regulations, because you don't want the big market makers or the big whales to manipulate the market and drive everyone out and cause massive liquidations, right? So I do think you need some regulations. Like right now, I think it's like open season because the new appointee, Paul Atkins, wants to be very pro-crypto, which we all love. Everything is like wide open right now. But I think it's also giving a free pass to some of these market makers that are causing a whole lot of what we're seeing right now, right? But yeah, when it comes to leverage, you can win big, you can lose big. A lot of people like to gamble. A lot of people like to do it because they just don't have enough and they feel like they need to accelerate their earnings. Because as quick as Bitcoin and crypto is, it's still not quick enough, right? That's why you see a lot of people play with leverage, because they want to make bigger gains, quicker gains, but that also entails more risk. So you got to really understand what you're doing and how to mitigate the risk, or you go get liquidated like yesterday. You know, people that thought they couldn't get liquidated got liquidated because of the massive spike down. I even had some open positions with a simple 3x, okay? Which meant that things had to go down, what? 33%, 34% for liquidation. And guess what happened? It happened. Because yesterday things went down over 50%. So that means even if you had a 2x open, you would have been liquidated as well, right? So that's the crazy thing. Oh, there's actually a car show there that I should actually stop by. But I'm not, because I'm filming this. But yeah, so you just gotta be responsible, right? So yesterday was all about irresponsibility and a lot of manipulation. That's what it comes down to, a lot of it. But, you know, I think most of you guys have been watching me long enough to know that you don't panic in these situations. And Discord community was awesome. So again, a lot of you guys that are not in it, join it. It's very supportive. People understand. People are helping each other out, right? We're going to get through this together. That's what my motto is. Yeah, so that's really that. What else I was going to say? Well, I'll give you an update. Of course, yesterday we did have another Clash tournament. Had a really good turnout. Not as many players, but we solved a lot of things. People thought it was fair. We had about 255 players. There was no pros present, some semi-pros, but I'm talking to them and trying to figure things out and how to get these pros involved and how to get their audience involved and how we can grow these tournaments to be even bigger and grow the community, right? So overall, I think everyone was pleased yesterday. And even though Clash went down with everything else yesterday because of all the panic selling, guess what? It made a huge recovery today. Huge recovery. So we're spreading the word. We're pushing forward. And again, the Clash community is so strong. Even with the whales dumping and taking profits, the community is staying together, right? So again, it's in Discord. Not only Boot Camp is in Discord, General Chat is in Discord, Clash is in Discord, everything's in Discord. We got like, I think close to 6,000 members now. So you should be in there and chatting away, okay? That's the thing. That's the right way to stay focused and get educated and be part of the greatest community there is. Really. I don't think there is one better. All right. I think that's pretty much it. I don't really think there's anything else. I mean, I think most of you guys know, you just stay strong. Don't panic. DCA into what you believe in, right? It comes down really to the community. I hear a lot of talk about utility, right? There are a lot of crypto projects out there with potential utility capabilities, yet there's no one using it. That's a difference. There's a difference there, right? You could say some brand new coin or token has the greatest utility ever, but if no one's using it, does it really? right? So what it really comes down to is the community. I think community is more important than anything in crypto, okay? Which is why you have a lot of meme coins that do very well, having no utility, and why you have a lot of crypto projects with a lot of utility that are going nowhere, that's not building a community, right? So you got to focus on community. The greatest communities win in crypto. It's still a small space. The crypto niche is very small and tight, and what we need to do is educate and build out the community and make people know what's going on, why you should not panic, why you should be in crypto, right? And that's exactly what I'm focusing on with Clash. Even though a lot of people still ignore it, does not believe it, but that's what I'm doing, building the greatest community crypto has ever seen. All right, guys, that is it. I will continue to drive around a little bit. There was a place that I wanted to really floor, but I couldn't because I just happened to see 2 cops, and they were up to no good. Well, I don't know if they were up to no good, but I'm just gonna say they were up to no good. It seems like they were setting a speed trap. Yeah, I'm gonna finish my drive. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Yeah, and then, you know, I'll see a lot of you guys in Discord. I'm hanging out in there all the time now. All the time. All right, have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.